Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Fantastic Four box office projections. Now, these are box office projections, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know how this one's going to do. I have no idea.
Think it's going to depend, because like we're hearing stuff, so to us, like we're probably going to be a little bit leery about it. But if normies aren't following the news, they're just going to be like, "Oh my God, it's Fantastic Four!" So it could do really well, honestly, and for the first weekend. And if it is mid, like the reports indicate, then it'll fall off a cliff. If it's actually good, then it'll do better, and if it's bad, it'll also fall off a cliff.
So we're going to talk about this. They're saying that they think that Fantastic Four First Steps is going to make more money opening weekend than Spider-Man Homecoming.
I don't know about that.
I mean,
how long ago was Homecoming?
It was about 10 years ago.
Well, yeah, adjusted for inflation.
That
might be what it is. But if you adjust for inflation, it's going to be more.
Right, and so everybody knows Spider-Man, you know, and so this is adjusted for inflation. I don't know. We're gonna take a look at this. They're saying 125 to 135 million. Again, these are not our projections. I'm doubtful, because I think that this one will probably do better than the last couple of Marvel movies, but I don't know if it's going to be like this massive hit. But then again, people, if there's any excitement for Doomsday and they're like, oh, we gotta watch this one to understand what's going on in Doomsday. So I don't know. I give up trying to figure out the box office projections, because they kept trying to say that Minecraft was only going to do 50-60 million. It did 120 million.
Yeah, and they've also projected things were going to do really, really well, and then they had to walk it back massively because it turned out to be a complete flop.
Well, I know the Thunderbolts did. Captain America 4 did. It underperformed. I was thinking this one, I mean, if I were to guess, just spitballing based on the whatever interest there is in it, I was going to say like 75 to 85. I think it's going to do better than the last couple of Marvel movies, but I don't think it's going to be. I mean, I could be wrong. I actually was really looking forward to this one because of the visuals, and Galactus looks pretty awesome, but the Silver Surfer, meh. And if it is the movie that people are saying it is, where it's the Sue Storm movie, basically. Sue
Storm girl boss movie.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to go. And then Superman comes out the next week. So
that's also true. I am wondering how it's going to go, because they're going to totally eat into each other for sure. But like you said the other day, if you're a comic book fan, it's awesome, because you're going to have two big comic book superhero films in the theater at the same time. But is it going to end up being another one of those instances like we saw with Captain Marvel and Alita, where hey, you got two strong female led movies at the box office at the same time, and instead of being like yay, the media just pitted them against each other?
Yeah, actually, I got that backwards. It's Superman comes out first, and then Fantastic Four. I know they're only like a week apart, though. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a Marvel versus DC, blah 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 blah, and they could both suck. They could both be great.
Yeah,
I have no idea. It's weird though. I mean, just to think back, not that long ago, that to have two major comic book movies like this back to back within a week or two of each other was unthinkable. It used to be we'd get like a superhero comic book movie once every 2 or 3 years if we're lucky.
Well, they've flooded the market. That's another story.
Yeah. So let's did I do the intro yet? I don't think I did the intro
remember.
Yet. Before we get into it any further, we're into it pretty far. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo! If we did it before, oh well.
Whatever. But yeah, this is Spider-Man Homecoming did 117 million. Like what was it? 2017, 2018, 2017, I think.
Okay, so that wasn't 10 years ago, but
no, it was
a while ago.
He was in Civil War, and that was 2016, and then 17, I think was So that's but we're talking Spider-Man, right? I mean, we're talking Spider-Man. Like everybody knows Spider-Man. If they only know one comic book character, it's either going to be Spider-Man, Batman, or Superman.
Usually,
probably.
Yeah.
Usually one of those. And Spider-Man with kids especially is incredibly popular. Always.
Well, they even have the Spider-Man kids shows. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Fantastic Four. not so much. So, again, I don't know how it's going to do. But
Plus,
I'm
they
going by
tried
what
doing
they're saying.
Fantastic Four, like, I mean, same with Spider-Man, but they tried doing Fantastic Four 2 other times. And the last one for sure did not do well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this actually looks comic booky. Like I love, I mean, that's the thing. Like I love the visuals and that's about it.
Well,
Like
I don't know yet. I have to see it, but I am concerned because I mean, I do know in the past they've said it was going to be a certain way. And then when you went to actually saw and it chased people off. And then when you saw the movie, it turned out it was not the way that actor portrayed it or that person working on the film portrayed it. So it's very possible it might not be, but I'm more concerned about the fact you have people like Grace Randolph and other people out there saying that they either saw the screener or they heard about the screener and people were yelling mid.
Yeah, at the screening. The screening,
so
they
I
were
don't know if that's
reportedly
true or
yelling
not,
mid.
but yeah,
we
that
don't
was the
know,
report.
but that's not a good sign, right? I mean, if that is the case. Okay, so this is box office theory. This is where it's all coming from.
Well, no, actually, I think it was someplace else before this.
Oh, it was? Okay. Well, anyway, this is what they're saying. That's who they cited in the other article. Key tracking factors and rationale. Okay, they said that Fantastic Four First Steps began pre-sales earlier this week, marking the next phase of Marvel Studios' widely anticipated introduction of the ensemble team previously brought to the big screen 2 iterations by Fox between 2005 and 2015. I want to go on record as saying, back in 2017, little birdie informed me that they would do whatever they had to do. Disney would do whatever it takes to get Fantastic Four and X-Men, and people said I was crazy. I didn't know what I was talking about.
You were just a Disney Parks blogger who didn't know anything about comics, even though you worked in comics first.
I was just a Disney Parks blogger. I had no business talking about comic books. That's actually kind of what got us into all this. And lo and behold, a year or two later, oh, look at that. Look at that. Anyway, I just wanted to go out and say that because we got so much crap for that. And that's what got us sucked into the whole.
What we're talking about, but whatever.
That got us sucked into the whole Comics Gate thing because I was looking into the Marvel sales numbers. But yeah, I had pretty good. I had on pretty good authority that they were actively trying to do whatever they could do to get all of Marvel. They wanted all of Marvel, and they got it. So whether or not they dropped the ball on it, they massively overspent. Initial pre-sales this week marked the best of any 2025 release across multiple exhibitor samples.
Well, okay, best of 2025. That's not exactly high praise there.
Fan demand to bring Marvel's first family into the MCU has been loud for years in the wake of the franchise's numerous other successful adaptations of the characters. While a retro-futuristic period saying will make effective marketing toward casual viewers. I love the Fantastic Four in the comics. Well, I love certain runs of the Fantastic Four in the comics and that retro-futuristic look.
Yeah, but again, they said too casual. So there are people that aren't like paying attention to, they might come out of it being like, what the hell was that? If they're familiar with it, but they're not, they're not coming into it like knowing about all the stuff that's being in the back end everybody's talking about. Also, I want to point out, they're basing this number on initial sales because, it's doing so well, that's what we're estimating as if it continues down this path. Is the way it sounds to me. And if that's the case, the first week's going to be busier than the rest for the sales, pre-sales. And maybe you get closer to, you might sell some more. People are worried the seats are going to sell out. But usually you have a big lull in the middle. So if they're basing on estimates on how the first week did, that's never going to end well.
Well, yeah, and it's always the diehards, right? And this happened with Captain America 4, and it happened with Thunderbolts too, where they're like, oh my gosh, guys, this is tracking to be the biggest thing ever. And then they realize like, oh, yeah, it was just all the people that were super Marvel fans. Well,
that's just it. They're buying the tickets right away, and then there's going to be a big lull, and then closer to, they might buy some. But a lot of times when I get these estimates this early out, because it's not out till July.
The end of July.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, I would wait till you're closer because this is going to change, either up or down. It's going to change, and then you're not going to even get like a better estimate until probably a week out.
Between now and then, when it's revealed via concept art that Galactus has huge honking tits,
probably
Galactus has galactic sized knockers.
It's Galactus instead of they them. Oh, galactate. I was gonna say
galactates. There's a reason they call it the Milky Way. He's gonna galactate all over the place.
I don't think that's what's gonna happen. But if that was the case, there would be a better popcorn bucket to be had. Anyway, you can have your popcorn bucket and sipper all in one. So, back to this. Again, we see this all the time, where they're announcing these big numbers or smaller numbers, and then we don't actually get a better picture until they start adjusting it closer to, because you're not going to get a better picture then. We're still a ways out. So I mean, it could go higher, it could go lower, but we're not going to know till closer to, I don't think.
Yeah, they're saying, Fantastic Four First Steps is Fandango's best first aid ticket pre-seller of 2025.
Of 2025, right. They keep,
Yeah.
It's like Disney. It's our best streaming debut ever. If on a day that ends with a date that ends with a 1 in a summer month, in a year that's an odd number. You know what I mean, kind of thing.
So this is interesting, though. I missed this. The director of Fantastic Four said, "Doom's not part of my film. It's not part of my purview." He does have a cameo
at the end in the end credits.
Right, but like, I guess my thing is like, I guess I expected more Doom involvement, given that they're leading up to Doomsday and Secret Wars, which is Doom. Like,
well, from my understanding, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's out there what people said the end credit scene was.
Yeah,
and that's where I know he was showing up in.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hope it's good. I hope it's good. And people are like, "No, how dare you hope it's good?" I'm like, because I actually liked Marvel at one point. I did like Marvel. And this is the one I actually was looking forward to. This is the only Marvel movie I was looking forward to. And then the more I hear about it, the more I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you took so much shit for this one.
I got so much shit. Like I took a bullet, all right, from our own community for you, Pedro.
Like 8 years ago, you know?
Oh, yeah. I took multiple bullets because I said I liked the trailer, the original trailer.
Oh, that trailer. One. Okay, yeah.
And then I took a massive bullet, like, saying that, they were working on finding a way to acquire the Fantastic Four and the X-Men from Fox. I did not realize that included buying Fox. I didn't know that was an option, but I did have people tell me that was definitely going to happen. They were looking into it one way or another, come hell or high water. They were getting all the superheroes. That's what they wanted. Mm-hmm. And they got them, by God. Yep. Was it worth it? Was it worth $73 billion?
No, because if it would have been had they had people handling it that, actually what the hell they were doing. But here we are.
Yeah, here we are. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Bigger than Spider-Man, guys. So we'll come back to this and see. It might surprise us.
It's not adjusted for inflation.
Not adjusted for inflation, but it might surprise us. We'll see. I'm still saying 75 to 85.
I don't have an estimate. I'm just saying that I think that we're not going to know, because I've seen so many times they start out with really high numbers and then they walk it down. I've seen them go the other way too. So it's too soon to tell.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.